Yes. So it is, it's about midnight, and I have Buddy, original name, and Buddy and I are just, yes, for the first couple days, the first couple days I'll sit in here and I will hand feed Buddy, and that just really helps with engagement. And some dogs aren't used to getting their food by hand. So I start off with just placing on the ground and also loading in a marker word. Marker words are so big in marking that time, taking that snapshot of what you're asking of them. Buddy is probably 7-8 months old, and all I'm doing is marking, putting on the ground, a few pieces of his kibble, and then eventually I'll transition to doing it out and about. Buddy's here for 2-week board and train, our normal obedience. And right now I'm not asking anything of him. I'm just loading the marker word. To where when he hears that word, it is like a party for him. Big deal. And when the dog has it, it's pretty awesome to see. Yes, good job. Yes. And like I said, when I tell people feed their dogs by hand, they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what? That takes so much time. But then when I return their dog, and the engagement that the dog has with me is so big, it's because for the past couple weeks, all his meals, have been by hand. Really builds that kind of bond. You're able to load the word. You're not spending extra money on treats or messing with their digestive system with the different treats. So we'll sit here, and I'll sit here for probably 15-20 minutes. And we'll just hang out, and it's just more, this is his first day, so it's more just us getting used to each other. Him kind of trusting me, because outside he won't take any treats from my hand right now, but a lot of the dogs start off that way, and then before long they understand this is kind of how we eat. And that's how it'll go. It's not as time consuming as people think, right? I can give as many handfuls of his food as I want, or I can do 3 at a time, or I can do a palmful at a time, so, but it does really build that engagement. I've definitely seen it in my personal dogs as well as the dogs I've trained. And then after a while, I'll ask for something from him, but that marker word will be loaded to where he understands it. Right now, it's just him kind of focused on me. Good. And then maybe when he gives me something like that sit, I pay him a little bit more, right? Instead of getting 3 pieces, maybe he gets a handful. And then he's like, oh, okay, so I sat down and this is what I got? That's cool. Some of the issues the owners had, he's a little nippy, and that's just a puppy in him. And he pulls everywhere. He definitely was pulling me around. But we started working on understanding how to yield to leash pressure, which is super important. Pressure on, pressure off, and then we'll transition that to the electronic collar, pressure on, pressure off. Super important for I have friends that say, well, can't I just put e-collar on and do my pet dog like that? The dog needs to understand how to turn that pressure on and off. And, at Ridgeside, we start with the mechanical pressure, which is the leash. And then we go pair that with the e-collar, then we fade out the leash pressure. And we use the e-collar to communicate with him. With Buddy, he's a young pup and just needs to understand his boundaries. And he's super cute. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at this. Oh my gosh, where's your eyes? Good job, buddy. And his name is Buddy, which is awesome because I'm always calling dogs, oh, good job, buddy. So easy reinforcement. This is my first vlog. I know I'm not as good as Scott and Aaron. I'll try to get better. Yes. To see how that goes. But just in the time we've been sitting here, it's just 5 minutes. I've given him probably half of his food, you know, and just loading the word. Yes. To where he understands that marker word of yes is going to mark a behavior that I like. And then reward's going to come, you know? Yes. And he's a smart pup. I think he's a Labradoodle. Lots of fur. That beard of his. Look at this beard. What's this? That beard of his collects a lot of water. Look at that thing. That's unbelievable. Who's that, buddy? Super cute. But that's what I do. That's what I do. My nightly routine. And look at this. I mean, come on, this guy. It's like a rug. He's so soft.